Hello.
There you
Hello.
go.
There you go.
All right. That's fucking weird.
You got that? What do you got? Like a this is dad shit. You got a fan going on in your fucking? Room?
Yeah, I
What's going
I
on?
heard that.
Wait, is it still going? You still hear something?
A little
Yeah,
bit.
Oh.
it's probably a fan or AC or something.
Maybe it's your Oh, that just got it.
Boo.
That's
Is that better?
That's better, brother.
God damn. It's going to be hot as fuck in here. Whatever.
Hey man, just like I told Franz, if you can't stand the heat, man, get the fuck up out the kitchen, bro.
What are you, a fucking 60-year-old black woman? Jesus Christ. Boy, chilling's cooking up in here, boy.
Hey boy, so let's get it started off right. This is Dad Shit, episode 18, and this is our first, count it, 01 guest on Dad Shit. Mr. Aaron Franz, podcaster, artist, genius, and nephew. Welcome to Dad Shit.
Nephew-in-law. Yeah, man. It's an honor to be the first guest. This is awesome. Thanks for having me here, guys.
Of course, man. So nephew-in-law, why don't you walk the people through what that means?
Okay, so I co-host a show, Uncle the Podcast, hosted, of course, by Uncle. And that's what he goes by. He's Uncle. He's Uncle John, but he's just known as Uncle. And he is my uncle-in-law as he is actually my wife's uncle.
Copy that. So uncle by marriage.
Yeah, that's right. Uncle by marriage. So uncle-in-law. Is that an actual term? I don't think so. I felt like I made it up, but I probably didn't.
It doesn't get that far down the family tree. You know, it's like you deal with the in-laws, but it never goes beyond the mom and the dad, right?
I think you could legally fuck that guy. I think it's fine.
I think I'll skip that. But yeah, we're close, man. We live in the same house.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Say what now? Wait, hold on now. Wait.
Yeah.
Run that back. You live. Interesting.
So for all the listeners, if you want to check it out, it's called Uncle Podcast. You can get it at your local podcasting link. You guys are on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's on all those.
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
You'll find it. Uncle the Podcast. It's easy to find.
And real quick before we delve into your domestic situation, what exactly do you guys talk about? Like, give us a breakdown of what you guys talk about, because we've got to pick your brain. We're fairly new in this game, and we're not even quite sure we're doing it right. But what do you guys talk about on your podcast?
No, you guys are doing it right. First of all, I just want to say I love the show. I love Dad Shit.
I love that shit.
I do. I listen to it regularly. When the new episode pops up, I listen to it, and it's a good time.
That's great.
And I'd say with podcasting, you're doing good when it's a relaxed conversation that the listener on the other end is like wanting to join in.
Right. That makes sense. So Justin, shit, man, maybe we just fell into the right technique.
Yeah. I always want to join in and say something, or you'll like bring something up. Is like,
is it? Do you want to say something when David pronounces something wrong?
I know.
Incubation. Incubation. I think it's intubation. You fucking moron. We were obsessed with COVID when we started. And Justin, why didn't you correct me? Is it because of my southern drawl?
No, I mean, what was that, like our first podcast? I didn't know those. I didn't want to blow you up.
Hey, dumbass.
I should have, dude.
You should have so bad.
I should have.
So we've meandered, and I think we found our way. I'm always trying to bring up film stuff and crystals and astrology, and Justin's having none of it.
Yeah.
So
Get that shit out of here.
I think I'm gonna start a film podcast just to take care of all of those sort of like my film kinks, and and I'll leave the dad shit to the wood talk and the constant sort of like dad jokes and sort of absurd fucking sort of conversations that we get in. But what does Uncle talk about?
Yeah, I mean, absurd. We're right there with you. I mean, absurd is the thing. It was born out of really, again, Uncle lives with me.
Yeah.
He's my...
We're going to get to that.
That's really, I mean, that's the genesis though. Like we live in the same house. You know, my wife, there's always been an interesting relationship between my wife and uncle, and now we all live in the same house. And then his sister is in my mother-in-law, who also lives here.
Oh, nice.
So it's just a lot of stuff going on, you know, like a lot of yelling around the house. And then uncle just being who he is, you know. And he is a character. I don't want to like say too much about Uncle.
Sure.
I kind of want people just to like listen to the show.
Totally.
But he's the kind of guy that just says like the craziest stuff, and like the things he say just frequently make us just laugh all day.
Are you guys still doing a live show?
Yeah, it's live every Friday.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have like the fucking Brady brunch going on over there, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a weird situation. Uncle is a nut, quite frankly. He's got a unique voice. He makes us laugh all the time. And so we're like, me and my wife are basically saying like, you know what? What if Uncle had a podcast?
Right.
You know, like,
right.
What if we put him on a microphone and just like let him do his thing, and like that was a show, and it was like one of those what if hypotheticals.
Yeah.
I was just like, that we just did. I was like, you know what? We're doing it. We're gonna do Uncle the podcast and see what happens, and that's what it is.
He reminds me of like a live action cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he like engages and stuff. I love listening to the podcast. How many do you guys have knocked down so far?
We just recorded 190 this Friday, and it's on the podcast feed now. 190 coming up to 200.
Congratulations. That's a good Lord.
That's a while,
Thank you.
man. That's a fucking long time to do that. Do you guys try to monetize it at all, or do you have any plans to sell merch, or like where are you guys at? Because we haven't monetized it yet, and we don't have any stickers. We have a design logo that Justin did right at the beginning that seems to sort of like speak to what our brand is. But we haven't delved into that sort of like second level of monetization, or even we're not even sure if we want to, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we will if it seems right. But with ads, I've never wanted to do ads on the show. Yeah, quite frank. You know,
I think,
and I'd like to keep it that way.
Yeah, me and Justin curse too much and talk about retarded.
No, that doesn't matter. You can fucking MeUndies will throw you a fucking ad if you. It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Not
at all.
You have enough.
Why the no cussing on your pod? What's going on? What's up with that?
Well, it is Uncle's show, and it's a little rule he set up. So when Uncle comes up with rules, I just follow them. So one of the things about the show is I do approach it as improv comedy. Nice. So Uncle will say something. I never know what it's going to be. And the first rule of improv comedy is that you just go along with it, right?
Yeah. And you build and build and build and build and build.
Yeah. So Uncle will say something off the wall. I'll be like, yes. And then I'll just, agree with him and say some other weird thing. And then we get off into left field constantly, and then we're outside the stadium 2 seconds later,
One of my favorite shows that I listened to before me and Justin came on for Dad Shit was the Mad, there was a dude talking about giving critiques about Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah. Bum Wine Bob.
And that's right up my alley, man.
Oh yeah. He's in Jersey. He's like a neighbor to you.
Oh, he's Dirty Jersey?
Yeah, he's in Jersey. I don't know what part, but he's near you. Yeah.
Oh, nice. See, I don't drink anymore because I want to live. But I've drank I drank for like 15, 20 years constantly on a constant basis. So I had my little bump and grind with Mad Dog 2020. The Kiwi version specifically that looks like radiator fluid. And,
oh, God, Jesus.
and the grape specifically is what got me off of it, because I drank, I think, like 3 bottles one night and ended up puking my guts out for the better part of that weekend, and cured me. Cured me from that MD 2020.
You don't have that problem anymore.
No, I don't have that problem anymore. Although it was fun. It was good. It was deep. I haven't talked to Justin for a while. What are you up to? We forgot to do our AKAs. I'm your mom's best friend. Justin is the Black Jew. Franz, you got an AKA?
I guess AKA the nephew-in-law, AKA a nut, the craziest person that seems like he's normal, but he really isn't. You know what I mean? Everybody thinks I'm normal in waking life until I do something weird and I'm like, whoa.
This motherfucker's weirdo.
yeah. That's when things get good, though. That's when I'm having fun.
So
I like
you got those horn rim glasses that kind of just scream like normalcy, you know, until you're like, you want a bean pie? You're like, oh no, dude, no, you're not fucking normal at all.
Is that a Muslim reference?
Yeah, that's the well, it's Muslim, but like specifically the brother. What is it called? The what's Farrakhan? What's
Nation of Islam?
Nation of Islam. Those motherfuckers are off their ass crazy.
Brother Malcolm. I think we're gonna call Franz, AKA Brother Malcolm. I think that's his AKA. I think we just got it.
There to nail it.
No, so AKA Brother Malcolm. How in the fuck did you end up living with your mom and uncle-in-law?
My mother-in-law, my uncle-in-law. I mean, I got married to my wife, and at first it was just she and I. You know, we got married in Long Beach, California.
Long Beach.
We lived there. Yeah, LBC. Love it.
Can I? What kind of property are you working with here? Do you live on a compound? Is there what's going on? How many buildings are there?
I mean.
Are you armed? Are you well armed? Are there?
You would think we would be. I'm just another suburban asshole. You know, I've got the house in the suburbs, you know, living the cushy life out here. It's a massive house that fits us. We were living in Orange County previously in a house that was half as big as this one.
That's where a lot of the housewives live, Orange County. Represent.
Yeah. Oh God, Orange County. I'm not upset that I don't live there anymore. Oh God.
So it was smaller. It was smaller in Orange County. Are you guys still in California though?
Yeah, we're in Riverside now. So Riverside County, the outside the city of Riverside, again in the suburbs. They call it, what the hell is this called?
You live in like you live in like what traditionally sound like black neighborhoods, like the LBC. Riverside, Do or Die, West Side, Ride. I think the AKA Brother Malcolm fits just perfectly, dude.
All right, nice.
Okay, I cut you off. What were you saying?
I don't know. Riverside County, which is in the Inland Empire, Southern California, which is hated by definitely people in Orange County, but also people in LA County, kind of like look down. When we moved out here, we told people, like, yeah, we're moving to Riverside. And people were like, ugh, why? Or like, really? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, it's cool, you know? And since I moved here.
The plebes, you're like the peasants or some shit of California or something?
I can't say that, man. We're living good, you know. I mean,
you guys like weird desert people? Kind of.
This is the transition zone in between Los Angeles and like the full-on Mojave. We're talking like Joshua Tree. Whoa. It's like in between that area. That's awesome. We go out to Joshua Tree, the high desert, all the time. My wife and I are actually getting a house out there now, so like a second property. So again, we're doing okay for ourselves, you know.
Oh, that sounds awesome, dude.
Yeah.
But all the Orange County people were like, go be a hippie somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, God, Orange County sucks, man. It's so bad.
That's where a lot of those like MTV shows are, and I've never been to Orange County, but I have a negative feeling towards it. Although I like California quite a bit. I don't like participating in the West
It's a strong
Coast.
Republican district, right? It's a
It's
like a weird.
Orange County is.
Yeah.
It's what there's a lot of wealth there too, right?
Oh yeah, huge. I mean, Newport Beach, Laguna Beach. You have to be a millionaire to live there,
right? You know, are you a millionaire?
Well, I don't live in Laguna Beach. No, I live out here in the maligned Inland Empire where all the crust dirt balls live.
The dirt balls, hell yeah, I'm a dirt ball, dude.
Yeah,
I love dirt balls. David Lynch made a movie about Inland Empire. Justin, you want to talk about it?
Let's go into that. Yeah, come on, please.
Okay, David Lynch's, I think his ninth studio film. I may be mistaken on the number, but it was shot with Laura.
David, please pull your pants up.
Laura Dern. I saw it at the IFC theater, and it was the only movie it's a very long movie, not one of my favorite David Lynch movies. This is the wrong podcast. Is this the wrong podcast, Justin?
Yeah, this is a very long conversation this is turning into.
Okay, my bad. I can't do a movie review about Inland Empire. I think
you could.
I think no, Justin won't let me anymore. He says I'm not allowed to talk about film anymore.
Oh.
You can touch on it. You can touch on it, David. Okay, but you like I start to feel like I'm in goddamn art school again. And did you have a pose for art history when you were like falling asleep? Did you?
I loved art history. That's how me and Franz met in art school.
Oh, in the art history class?
No, just in art school.
Yeah, it's like I don't remember you specifically in the art history class, but yeah, I remember a lot from school, man, as do you.
CCAD, baby. Represent.
Yeah, good times. Good times. Columbus, Ohio, another underrated place where, again, when I came out to California, you say where you're from, like, oh, I came out here from Ohio. We're like, oh, man, that must have been horrible. Like, no, it's awesome.
It's great. It's great. I love it, too. I love it, too.
It's fine. It's fine.
But you're talking about Cleveland, though, right?
No, I got family that lives in Columbus. I'm all over Ohio, dude. I know what's up, dude.
I thought you were mainly Cleveland through Steubenville.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you know Cleveland, but like it shrinks drastically every year from people moving to Columbus. So it's
yeah, that makes sense. Wu-Tang, RZA used to have a drug route that went through Steubenville, Ohio. Near Cleveland.
Who?
RZA from Wu-Tang Clan.
He had a drug route?
Yeah, it would come through Steubenville near Youngstown. They used to come get their coke near Cleveland, Steubenville, Ohio, do a drug route back up through Toledo, and then come back to New York, and then sell the crack, and then that's how you got 36 Chambers. So we owe a lot. The world of hip-hop, dad shit, and Uncle podcast owe a lot to Round on the Side and High in the Middle, man.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio. Right. Although, Justin, I know you like to hate where you're from.
I don't like to hate where I'm from. There's a lot of problems with Ohio. That's all. That's all I'm saying,
Fair enough, man. Would you like to list the problems?
No. I want to talk more about this living situation. Okay. How many dirt bikes do you have? Like, what's
dirt bikes? Not enough. That's another thing that like you're expecting to have.
Guy or you're a 4-stroke guy? What are you?
I don't have the dirt bike yet. I mean, maybe with the desert house and whatnot.
Yeah, man, you got to take advantage of being a desert dirt bag, man. You like what? I would fully embrace that. I would get a meth habit. I would probably start cooking all types of ATVs, a dirt bike, and then let's go do this.
What Why would you do that? Because it
just looks awesome. I don't know. It just living in the desert looks cool. Like those that Maker podcast, Benjamin Ute, Modern Maker podcast. All those guys live out in Joshua Tree, and they look like they have a great life.
Nice.
Yeah,
they're making great shit, man. I'm fine here in Jersey. I don't have any dirt bikes, but I do have a garden and access to a swimming pool.
Nice. Yeah, I love gardening. I love plants. I'm a nut for plants. Dude, weird like that.
I'm loving gardening, and just very recently, the squirrels unleashed on my garden. They're eating my sunflower seeds. They're eating my eggplants, and I went to kill one the other day, but I decided to cut off. I thought it was like a peace offering. I cut off a sunflower. You know how there's seeds in the sunflower? I was like, here, little squirrel, I was going to kill your dumb ass, but don't eat any more of my shit. You can have this fucking thing. And I left it out. No bueno. Motherfucker still attacked all my shit. So I am in the market for a pellet gun or a BB gun or a slingshot.
Me too, dude. They ate every last one of the peaches on my peach tree. Every last one.
No.
Dude. Yeah, it's like I'm getting a pellet gun and I'm going to dude, I'm gonna be death becometh. Like, dude, I'm coming for him.
But
dude.
doesn't
Fuck
that
those-
unbalance your karma, though? I mean, they're just little squirrels just eating
Like,
available
I-
food. I think it fucks up your karma, man.
I don't believe in karma.
Eat the squirrel afterwards, and it's all good.
That's if I kill it, I'm gonna have to eat it, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
are you guys serious? Are you guys? You know, it just goes dark after you die. There's nothing. It's just.
Hey,
there's-
you're entitled to your fallacy
All right.
arguments or whatever you want to call them. Just because you're
Okay.
spiritually bankrupt doesn't mean you're right. I myself have struggled and have existential dread quite frequently.
Yeah.
But
Well, just think about the dread of being somewhere forever. Like, don't you just want it to go blank?
the blankness fears. I'm more afraid of blank than forever, I think.
But you know the blankness, dude. You know the blankness. You were not here before. It wasn't that bad, was it?
I don't know if I believe that though.
Well, you have to ask the question: what is nothing? You know,
It's
like what is absolute nothing? Like,
have you ever gotten surgery?
I have.
yeah.
That's nothing, dude. Like, it's just like it's in and then you're out. You know, like when you get put under, there's nothing. That is the
that's
deepest sleep ever.
That isn't nothing. That's
dude,
medicine to knock you out so you don't like flail during surgery. There's like
first,
go ahead.
They don't know what that is. Like with
Consciousness. That's my whole argument, ding dong. They don't know what consciousness is.
No, I'm talking about anesthetic. They don't like. They know
Anesthesia.
they it's not very controlled. Like, it's a weird thing.
Anesthesiologists like have to get paid buku dollars because.
Oh, I know
But-
one.
but
He's loaded.
Yeah, my aunt is an anesthesiologist, but they've got like really high insurance rates because sometimes they pump too much fucking shit in you and you end up dead on the gurney. But
and it's the same thing. It's the same
that's
thing.
not nothing is my whole argument. That's anesthesia. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah,
No, but
that's right.
consciously, that's nothing. Like, it's like
No,
to your conscious.
it's a medically induced consciousness. Or, yeah, essentially. So that is something. What is nothing though?
But I'm talking about, like, when you sleep, right?
Yeah.
You're like, there's a.
You're still
You're
conscious.
in, you're out. You know, you're like, oh, I slept last night. When they put you under with anesthesia, you're up. You're like, what happened? I have no idea what happened.
It's
Like that-
designed to do what it's supposed to do in the same way that sleep.
It's not
is
designed. They
processing
don't understand what it is.
Well,
It's not. It's this thing. But
no,
I know
hey,
it's the same thing.
Hey, doctor, 1 second, okay? Let me ask you one thing, doc.
Yeah.
You can't just
go
not
ahead,
know
go ahead.
what anything is. Apply milligrams of fucking morphine or whatever anesthesiology they're using. You have to have some base science behind it. They know generally what the shit does, right? I mean, they can't just be like, just poke him in his ass with like 85 milligrams, and then hopefully during heart surgery he's not going to wake up. No,
Well, I'm
no, that's how you're
45%
arguing.
talking out of my ass here. So let me
Oh,
look at
really? Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
Okay, doc.
Yeah, and hey, I heard a ding dong in there to start this. Don't let me hold you back and think that you can't swear on your own damn show. This is an Uncle the podcast. You know, you can say fuck, you can say shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice. Respect.
Dude,
Respect.
when I was on your podcast and I couldn't cuss, I felt like a different person. Like
I did too. Literally.
I'm retarded. I need to cuss in order to be whole, a whole man. Otherwise, I'm just different. I'm just not me.
Well, I'm the church version of myself, and I have to. My whole brain thinks in a different way, because the shortcut is fuck, shit, ass, retard, fuck it, and that's my shortcut or my bravado or my affectation. And then I like to make people laugh, and then for some reason I'm a fucking child, and cursing still makes me laugh. So I felt a little naked, I gotta be honest. Hey, Justin, 1 second. I think that there's
What's up?
one way for us to up the view count on our podcast.
What's that?
Check it out. Now, this is directed towards all of the community, but I think it'd be very niche in the gay community. The naked woodworker. Leather fucking apron. Commando on the bottom. What do you think? You think we could do naked content?
That sounds dangerous, man. I don't know, like a misplaced chisel, and then my missus is leaving me, dude. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I'm just floating ideas on how to maybe make some more money for the podcast. Make more % for the podcast.
Is there a big gay community, woodworking community?
I'm sure there's got to be, right?
I don't know.
There's something for everybody everywhere, dude.
I don't know. I follow this gay guy who's like a canoe maker, and he's awesome. He's fucking the shit. He has this like dope ass house out in Long Island, and he just like hand makes canoes, and they're beautiful.
He makes gay canoes or just canoes?
Well, I don't subscribe to anything you just said there. So
no, but you mentioned he was gay. I don't understand. Like that's like saying like that black lesbian just hit me in the car. Like, well,
let me take you through it. You talked about a gay woodworking community,
hey,
and
Justin,
then I asked,
Justin,
and I took it for.
I'm not the one who's homophobic here, obviously. We're getting into some dangerous territory, bud.
All right, you're swimming out the waters and then just drop me off. That's fine.
Well, brother Malcolm's hiding in the closet, so
let's
just get it all out here.
I'm ready. I'm literally in the closet right now, as I am all the time. I'm recording a podcast, so yeah, I got to have some say in here. I mean, there could be a gay canoe. I feel like there could be such a thing as that.
A canoe shaped like a penis.
Yeah.
Are you trying to get us canceled before we have an actual show going?
I don't think you could get canceled if you're not a part of popular culture, dude.
Yeah, there's no such thing as cancel culture when nobody knows who you are.
Exactly, dude. They're like, who is that?
That's part of the freedom of doing this, man. It's nice to like have that small audience.
But it all goes in the dossier, right? Like there is a dossier. Am I mistaken?
I don't know. I'm super paranoid, dude. So I think like there's video cameras watching me all the time. I think that I've got VPN and shit, but I think that like every link I do, every time I'm looking at porno or anything like questionable, I'm like, is this really worth it? Should I do this? Because they're tracking my behavior. Am I giving them too much information? And then so I try to fuck up the algorithm. I'll look at like, crew neck sweaters from Vermont clothing company or some shit, and then like look at like a cursive like. Something from Target or something, you know what I might, and then just throw in like, some jocks butt fucking or something like that, just to throw off the algorithm.
And then you go back to your regular porn viewing.
Yeah. That's the whole method, man. That's the whole method. But I do think everything we do is recorded, and I'm paranoid by default. I just got this app the other day that was like consolidate. It's called Jumbo. And it's like it takes your information, your IP address, and consolidates everything that you've ever searched. And it prevents tracking on your phone, shows ID leaks. So this is not an advertisement, sorry. But it's like $13.99 a month. It's pay what you want or whatever, but it's just another service for them to, silo your data, it seems like. But data's a big issue for the next like, I think that's our big sort of obstacle as consumers and as people. And not to take a turn to get too serious, but that shit sort of freaks me the fuck out, to be honest.
Yeah, surveillance capitalism is what they call it. It's in full effect already.
Yeah, right?
And and that big data is what they train AI systems on.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's how the current like deep learning systems work. Is they train them on these big data sets like that. There was all this talk about big data for years. Oh, big data. They couldn't really do anything until they did these recent advancements in deep learning, and now they're just hooking up these AI systems to the big data to just mine patterns out of it and make sense out of this huge swaths of data.
Yeah. So it's like what? So what's the value? Is it all reduced to consumer marketing, or is it like predictive behavior in terms of like, is this guy going to kill his wife, or is this guy going to go buy Mercedes, or what? Like, what is it? or is it all? It's all that?
It's all that. It's all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, what scares you about it? Because to me, right, it's either it kind of goes down to this. It's like, okay, yeah, they might fucking mine data to see if you like sweatpants that hug your nuts or don't hug your nuts, you know, and then they'll put that, and you're like, how'd you know that? Random website. And you're like, well, you know, but then there's also the scalable part to it where they're like, oh, they're figuring out some sort of new technology that humans can't, right? Is that, I feel like, so when you take the good with the bad, right, you know, and if the bad is just being freaked out by some website knowing your patterns and it figuring out some sort of renewable energy or some, who knows what.
Yeah, I get that.
I'll take that. I'll fucking take that, dude.
Yeah, but everybody says that when they're, you know, like when you're in police states, what do I have to hide? I'm following the law. I'm doing all of this. But when it becomes like East Berlin and like people are starting to narc people out because they don't waive or agree with a certain political idea or affiliation, then all of a sudden it starts policing behavior, and we're living in a fucking like dystopia. I know I fucking definitely veer negative and paranoid, but like I've read enough science fiction books to where it doesn't usually default on the positive and the kumbaya. You know,
wow, I get that. I get that, but I don't think, like, as far as Americans go, like, it looks like we have a death wish. Like, I honestly think that if there was some sort of police state, I don't think it could work with America, honestly.
Hey, guess what? We're already in a police state, dude.
No, we're fucking not. No, we're not.
You could argue that we are. I think successfully.
Months? Yeah. What are you talking? How are we in a police state? Like, are you compared to like, Belarus? What's the country over there that's having a problem right now?
I don't know, but if you're using
Belarus
as an argument, you better fucking do some more research, homeboy.
Belarus,
but it's just dressed up differently, you know. Like we're just like fish in a barrel, as it were, you know. Like they haven't called us to any concentration camps or anything, but they can do like herd predictive sort of behavior. You know what I mean? Like even with this COVID shit, and I don't think 5G is really melting my brain. I don't think that JFK is alive and like trying to get
JFK Jr.
No, JFK is the new fucking conspiracy theory that John F. Kennedy never died.
You're talking about QAnon. Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Yes. Like I don't subscribe to that, but dude, are you really able to experience freedom in the way that, like, you know, I guess it's designed to be?
What is it? What is freedom designed to be? That if freedom is free, like that's anarchy, and then you can't have that's ridiculous. Well, so like no one can have fucking anarchy.
I think there's a spectrum, right? So freedom is what? It's attached to democracy. Democracy is like a not too far removed from anarchy, right?
No. Nobody wants anarchy. I'm telling you, nobody wants anarchy.
I don't want anarchy, but I don't want to be like all my patterns to be and all my behaviors to be put into a system and trapped. Yeah. And I feel uneasy about that for some reason. Am I going to do anything about it? Probably not. Am I going to continue to use my computer?
But probably that's like not a police state. That's like first of all, it's corporations. It's not like the government can't even get their shit together enough to like the government's basically full of fucking idiots right now. Yeah. It's just like we're just talking like private entities that are just mining just mindless shit for profit.
Look at China though, dude. Like you can't get jobs if you behave a specific way. Or if
we will never be China.
Yes, we will eventually if we stay on this route. I think we can.
No, we won't, dude. No,
I think it's a possibility, man. Like like you can't get a job at a specific corporation if you subscribe to this type of material, or if you listen to this type of music, or you're exposed to this kind of information, or if you want to listen to KNN
already if you're looking for a job, you know your employers are going online to look you up, you know.
Because you can't, because if you drop a random N-word on fucking Facebook, you can't get that job. Good. Fuck them. Like, so, like I guarantee, like, yeah, like, sure.
Yeah, but extend that further to what if you have a weird kink, like this Falwell guy's been fucking his pool boy or having his wife get fucked by the pool boy, and he's a cuck ass motherfucker in the corner watching his wife getting her back broke out, and he's like the leader of the fucking evangelicals. Like, he didn't want that to be released. I mean, there was specific data that they had on it. What? Would you want people to know that? That's my whole argument, dingus.
First of all, Amazon didn't release any of that shit. He did on his own.
Yeah, the pool boy did. Yeah.
So what I don't think if Amazon, they probably did know that because Amazon probably had, like, he gets a carton of cigarettes every month. He has a high-8 camcorder, blah, blah, blah. This guy probably lets his wife get fucked by somebody and videotapes it.
But that's what I'm saying. We're in the infancy of this. So if that can predict behavior, that would be bad
business to blow his shit up.
And the thing is, like, Amazon and all these big corporations are just an extension of the government now anyway, because they're the ones...
Right. They lobby for legislation.
You know, yeah, and they provide, like, AWS provides all those cloud services for huge. You know what I mean? All the government agencies use Amazon for that.
Yeah. Yep.
They're trying to, like, they're in that. There's that thing with Microsoft. I mean, there's that thing with Microsoft too, where they're playing them off each other. But that's the same thing as the military industrial.
The defense department.
What's
specific contracts?
What's the difference?
That it was in a fucking piece of paper in some filing cabinet that no one had access to. You know, like, they couldn't break in and hack into it unless you physically went to the location.
It's crazy now. I mean, Silicon Valley is trying to posture itself to be the new sort of military industrial complex.
Sure. But
before it was, you know what I mean?
But don't you, to a certain extent?
The problem is they're only interested in monetization at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But do you want? I mean, in the end,
they'll sell.
The reason we're able to have this conversation is because of the cloud and shit like that. And so, do you want the government controlling that, or do you want a private corporation controlling it?
That's a good question.
That's what I'm saying is, like, what's the difference?
There is none.
They
monitor it and they sell our data in a circular loop to make more money to get those ad sales. but we're offering it for free. That is our data. Our habits should not be available for these monoliths to sell to advertisers to spy on our behavior. That's just basic, man. I feel like that's basic.
Yeah.
Well, then if I honestly believe that people that believe that should opt out of the system. Like, if you don't, like, then don't.
You can't have a regular job and opt out of the system.
Well, yeah, you can be a woodworker.
That's what I'm trying to do, and guess how much fucking money I made last month.
But you still have to, like, sell your wares on Facebook or whatever the fuck. Yeah. So you still, like, it's
you're proving my point, brother.
I'm opt out of. I'm not trying to prove your point or anybody's point. I'm just saying you just have to opt out of that system. Period. You just have to do it.
It's the only system where you can raise a family and deal with any kind of upward mobility.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Yeah, there's a lot of changes going on now, and there's I mean, all this stuff we're talking about is tied into, like, national security and whatnot.
Sure,
now.
Man. Sure.
You know, like, the development, deployment of these technologies. These technologies can be used, like artificial intelligence specifically, can be programmed or even go awry to, like, start fucking with data. Yeah. and stealing it and, like, appropriating it. It can be used to run targeted advertisement or propaganda campaigns to convince people of, like, certain ideas. You know, it can campaign for Donald Trump if it needs to. You know, it can do stuff like that.
It can hack into, like, nuclear power plants and fucking, like, melt them down or start World War III.
Well, that's what the concern is, again, at the government level. There's this group called the National Security Committee for artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of guys like Eric Schmidt heads it, first of all. The guy that used to head Google Alphabet.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of guys from
objectively
Amazon.
an unhandsome, objectively an ugly man. Carry on.
You don't have to be an attractive man when you got a brain like
no,
that.
I mean, but this guy's just not a looker. And carry on. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean, they got him heading it up. Tons of guys from Amazon, people from In-Q-Tel, the intelligence community, the military. And so they're getting together like, hey, look, these are all the problems with AI.
Sure.
What do we do? And also one of the big problems that should be noted is China is set to basically blow past the U.S. in terms of development of this for a number of reasons. Yeah. And they're terrified of that.
Yeah.
They don't want that to happen.
Well,
so they're talking about how do we do that and how do we protect everything, et cetera, et cetera.
It's a new Cold War, man, because like we don't have the numbers, we don't have the technology, we don't have the sort of like intellectual sort of capacity.
Okay, so let's talk about that then. So you guys are scared. So there's this entity, China, that is developing the PRC. They're developing whatever their cloud thing is too. But we're still fighting about how we want to throttle back Amazon and I guess Microsoft or whatever.
Yep.
The two main contributors of like our
China's going to blow past it because they have there's no legislation to stop them.
Correct. There's no qualms. They're the pedal to the metal. There's too many constraints on us, and that's what they complain about. Like too many legal constraints. There's even like within Silicon Valley, there's a lot of taboos that slow down AI development here compared to China. In China, companies will just flat out rip each other off.
Yeah, I
know.
Take another company's software or whatever, just put a new name on it.
That's an issue with patents. And
so what do you guys? So what do you guys want? Do you guys want to be? Do you guys want to be at the level of China, or do you want to not? Or do you not want?
Well, how about this? What if AI decides that we're like a bacterial fungus that's killing the earth and decides to fucking kill us all? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think nature is seeing that a little bit too with this whole COVID thing. Like, I think it's like, yeah,
it's fucking proof.
Yeah,
but your question specifically was, would you rather us be like China or be like Michael Jordan?
I don't understand. I don't get that.
Would you rather us be like China, no boundaries, no obstacles, or would you rather be like America, where it's more corporatocracy type of stuff?
So my question is, you guys are talking about China that is going to overtake America or whatever in its development of AI and all that thing, all things concerning that.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, you guys are like, well, I'm worried about this, the same things of Amazon and all this shit mining our like these corporate entities mining our data, which is also keeping us at the same level with China and all that shit entails. So like so I don't understand. Do you want us to be at the level of China, or do you want us to not?
I don't think it was binary, to be honest.
Yeah, no. And what I'm saying is just what I've picked up from reading what all these people's like the National Security Committee on AI is saying. I don't necessarily believe that, and I think a lot of it is again. I guess if you call it like Cold War style kind of propaganda, I see a lot of that, a lot of animosity here in this country building toward China. And I don't like that one bit.
Not at all.
That's not good. That we don't need to be picking fights with China.
We're going to get our ass kicked if we do, dude.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want, I mean, we're at a point with all this stuff, like, it's going to happen. Like AI is here. It's not going away.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. It is like, it's here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So let's.
So how do we deal with it? Is what you're saying?
Let's do. And I think it is like, I don't know if it's binary, but I'm saying like it's like a basketball, like a high fucking like a high end athlete, right? Usually those guys are they're sexual animals and they need to be fed women, in order to keep going. And I think the same thing with corporations.
Territory where I don't know if I'm completely comfortable.
I think they, like you see, they're like Michael Jordan, for instance. That motherfucker was a womanizer. Do you think Michael
And a
Jordan would still be,
gambler.
huh?
And a gambler.
Yeah, and with all the things that come in with being a.
But he was one hell of a basketball player.
That's what I'm saying about like the U.S. and its AI problem. Like
Hey, the
I think
U.S. already lost, dude. That's
no, don't say that, dude. You're not a fucking patriot, dude.
No, I'm not. I've never liked the New England Patriots. Not one bit.
Nobody does. Nobody does.
That's not to say that we can't win, but we're not competing with China at all. I mean, there's human rights issues that China is like totally blowing past. You can't have TikTok or fucking like Google or any type of social media without Big Brother looking in over your shoulder. Like, they've figured out how to control the population, and if you don't play ball, you just get disappeared. They fucking ghost your ass. Now, I'm not saying that that's happening in America, but I don't think we're too far off of that. But like the way that it's fucked up in America is that they make us choose our own demise in very bizarre and subtle ways. You know what I mean? They're like, eat this fucking cheeseburger until your fucking heart explodes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna have to because China's a very old society. It's ancient,
more ancient than our culture, definitely.
Well, no, but that goes back to their people being kowtowed. Like they're used to us. Like it's in them. Like this. Like Chelsea she went over to China a couple times and she taught at a college to teach creativity because it's like societal. It's not their thing. That's why they like pirate a lot of shit. It's like creativity is like just culturally very different and a weird thing there. So
that makes sense if you're teaching like obedience, right? Like if you want an obedient culture, you don't teach creativity because creativity can't be contained or whatever, right?
That's where I'm saying it's going to be like it's hard to compare what's happening in China to what could ever possibly happen in the U.S. about being a police state and all. Like we can't even tell people in America to stay in the fucking house for 3 months, or so your fucking lungs don't explode with no, fuck that, dude, no, fuck that. So imagine trying to tell them half the shit they do in China. No, it's not. It's different. It's not gonna work. That's all I'm saying on the police state in the story for me.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, we're not done with the argument yet, but if you want to sit on the side,
I'm done.
That's fine, too. It's going to be helpful if you speak, though, because we are doing a podcast.
Oh, gosh.
I don't think we're going to figure it out. All I'm saying is that it's a curious time. I think we're in for a paradigm shift. I think it's going to get really, really weird within the next 10 years. I have no fucking idea where it's going. They're talking about they've found some kind of some primer or some solvent, I forget what the term is, that they can start to a polymer is what it is that they can start to interface with the human brain, and we can interface with technology now without killing certain parts of the brain. The issue in the past has been like with materials like gold or titanium or silver, they would usually corrode or infect the biological area that they were claiming to fix or what have you. Now that with this polymer, it's going to be easier for us to sort of like engage with cybernetic shit. What does Elon Musk always talk about?
Neuralink. Yes.
Neuralinks. So if we're doing Neuralinks and we're compatible with machines and upgrades and fucking driver updates and all that other nonsense, and the capacity for our brain to be a hard drive or dispose our consciousness or our soul on a hard drive or some shit or put it up in the cloud, we're in for a very weird next century, man. Not to say that like even the science fiction that we've had or our experience is going to even like sort of give us causation or figure out what's going to be. Because I think we can't anticipate where the fuck this shit's going. To be totally and completely honest, like, our kids are going to see some weird shit that defies, like, Star Trek and Star Wars and any type of like basic 70s, 80s paranoid fucking sci-fi type shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine that dynamic? You know, like the dynamic you have with your mom or whatever, where you're like, Mom, this is how you use the computer. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, like you gotta put you gotta re-put the password in. Can you imagine that dynamic between our kids? And it's like, no, Dad, you upload your soul to the cloud.
Right,
Like,
dude, right. I forgot my
Yeah.
password, son. Well, you're never gonna get your soul back. Like it's
Good.
gotta be.
Now you
HC
tell
double
Dad, what am I
hockey
supposed
sticks.
to do? Now you're not.
It's all right. Joe Rogan will tell us how this all works, and just listen to him. I mean, he knows everything. He knows how this is all going down.
Joe Rogan's moving to Texas, man. He's getting the fuck out of L.A.
Is he? Yeah,
As soon as Joe Rogan left, it started burning down.
Oh,
Is he already in? I mean, Austin is like, that's not Texas. Austin is not Texas.
Austin is not Texas, is it?
No, you might as well be living in Massachusetts. It's not Texas. Like moving to Texas. It's like, dude, it's not Texas. Stop
he just
it.
has got more money than God and doesn't want to be told what to do. And he hates Newsom, and he's Joe Rogan, and he's got a complex.
yeah.
Not as in a psychological complex, like a complex in which he does his podcast and lifts weights and MMA and all that other shit.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just say that I never liked Joe Rogan. Just for the record, I was putting it out there. I mean, I enjoy the part of the show where you guys shit on Joe Rogan. So I'm just let's keep that more of that content, more slamming Joe Rogan.
I've always
content.
thought that he was a mediocre comic, a great conversationalist, and a douchebag talk show host. Man, like. But he some way figured out how to fucking print money. And I'm still trying to, I'm mind boggled in terms of how he does it.
Yeah. I mean, part of it was the early adoption. He was early on the podcast.
Yeah.
And he just hammered it and kept going with it. And he set himself up in a good spot. And he talked about the right things. He talks about the right things to get that audience, build it and maintain it and get that cult following,
That's what freaks me out about him a little bit, to be honest, because they've sort of got that sort of alt-right libertarian slant to where it's like, get a gun and maybe we could, if shit gets too crazy, we're just going to go out in the streets and start raping women and killing, brown people. Like it's and even Jordan Peterson, when he starts to talk, even though I've got he's got some points that I agree with, it gets it makes me fucking paranoid, basically.
Yeah.
When you start talking shit like that, because I'm like, there's some white hoods and some burning fucking crosses coming here pretty soon, man. Like, I'm freaked out. Not to say that Joe Rogan's a racist or anything like that, but they seem to trend towards that. And they're real sensitive with cops. The Black Jew will tell you all about it because he's like Mr. Conservative over here. Race hating fucking.
No, hold on a second. Hold on. I have to defend myself.
Uncle Tom,
I have to defend myself, okay? Because I feel like from what I was saying in the beginning of the whole Black Lives Matter thing, people are kind of coming back around to that. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Have you seen the dude that got shot in the back 7 times?
Yeah,
yesterday.
I did.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
What's going on, man? You'd think that So what is it? Is it really difficult to be a cop? They thought he was going back to his car. He was trying to stop a fight, right?
They were scared. I feel like most cops are just fucking terrified all the time, and then they don't want to admit it that they're terrified, and then they put it's crazy. Did you see that? Did you see the body cam footage of the guy of the Minnesota cops? Like the different angles. Did you see? Did you see
you're talking about George Floyd?
Yeah, the cop that
I haven't seen that.
Like the Chinese cop, they showed his body because he was holding back the crowd, and it was crazy. They're like, look at this moment. They were warning. They were like, look at it.
He's killing that guy. He's killing that guy.
Yeah, and he was like your partner's making you look like a bitch, dude. Like the dude was saying that.
I have seen that. Yes.
He was challenging his manhood, and I was like, what the fuck is going through this guy's head? And I can't imagine. I really can't imagine. Well, it's crazy.
It's so of course there's the society is trained to be afraid of criminals and black people specifically, but they have to think like he's going for a weapon or something when he's going in his car. The dude looked young. He's got kids in the car. It doesn't make a lot of sense other than like, because look, the whole nation is under scrutiny right now in terms of how race relations are. You can't tell me a racist is going to be like, I'm going to get away with shooting another nigger, man, just because like I just really wanted to fucking kill him, man.
No. That's what I don't think. I think he was scared. I think the other guy, they were both scared. And that's like, did you get to talk, David?
I got to talk with like, you're brown, and every time you break a window, everybody's going to remember you, and your friends are going to
like the specific details of being like, just go limp.
Oh no,
The most important thing is don't let them get you on the ground. Just go limp. Try to just try to stay up and go limp. Don't fucking talk back. Say sir, blah blah blah. I don't understand. Like,
by the time I was 15, 16, granted I grew up in a like suburban affluent neighborhood, and we were dirt fucking poor. And I was hippie and smoked pot and shit. So by the time I was 16, 17, I had been arrested like 20 times. And the shit that capped it off is the last time I got arrested, they beat me up so bad that they almost killed me, and they tried to sweep it under the rug, and I didn't have to do any significant time. I just went to rehab because I was running around naked and attacked a cop. So they were within their fucking rights to beat my ass.
I'd beat you up too, man.
100%. They're totally get it. But they went a little bit too fucking far. I'm sensitive to that shit. But
the point is like that guy who just got shot is like, hey man, did you forget to talk? Why are you like you can't walk away like you're a white woman? Like that's what I feel like.
It's not. It's like victim blaming. That's like the bitch that gets raped, and you're like, you shouldn't have been wearing that mini skirt.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it as a black man who's had to fucking. I'm saying as a black man who's had to talk, and I'm sure that other dude has had to talk.
I know.
Just listen to your fucking mom, dude. Like that's all I'm saying. Like it's like.
Well, his mom passed away when he was a very young boy.
What? The guy who got shot?
I don't know. I just thought I'd say that.
Oh, okay. Well, you making light of this young man getting killed, dude? Is that what you're doing?
No, I was just trying to prove you wrong. But yeah, it's fucked up, dude. We've got a serious problem, and I don't know how to solve it, and I don't think dad shit's gonna figure it out. Quite frankly,
it's worth talking about.
But you gotta talk about it. It's gotta become part of the national discourse. Like podcasts like ours, just talking to your neighbor. Like honestly, talk about shit, because America for so long has been like this secretive, only do fucking shit, like. Only fucking do weird shit when you close your blinds and like in your basement and don't talk. But you're a virtuous Christian and show your neighbors how like patriotic and bold you are. But we all know we do fucking weird dark shit in the basement. And it's like, what?
You let your pool boy fuck your wife for 7 years.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I mean, just plain and simple. We have to admit that. I mean. There's a lot of racism. I mean, we're just racist as a country.
Sure. Well, that's the foundation of America, dude. It's genocide and capitalism built on the backs of black people. Like, until we really understand that fundamental origin story, and we don't have to demythologize whatever. I can't pronounce shit. I can't.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
break down the American mythology, I guess.
Basically is what we don't have to do that, but we can be honest about it. And instead of creating these false narratives of these heroes that sometimes drank too much but were virtuous, but ripped people's teeth out and fucked slaves and had children with them, like they're human beings that up against incredibly difficult circumstances figured out one of the best political systems that exist throughout human history. Still were fucking weirdos and had and held strange concepts, and they believed that they were virtuous and God-fearing, but also that black people were 3/4 of a person or 2/3 of a person or whatever that was.
Well, people don't like to look at the dark side of anything.
Well, it tarnishes the American mythology of this system. It's an empirical system. We're imperialists. It came and took what we wanted, changed the rules to suit our needs, and devastated hundreds of thousands of millions of people And with that said, we're still doing a lot better than a lot of other historical contexts of countries, which is bizarre.
Yeah, that's what's the craziest thing. Like, look at all the dark, evil things that have been done, and yet it's still way better here than most places.
Right.
That's what's insane.
So
that's
take
what's
that
insane.
into
I know.
context, and let's learn about that shit and talk about that stuff instead of George Washington crossed the Delaware and he was da 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 da. You know, I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
people would want to shoot me for saying that, but like, I don't know, man. What can you do, bro? Like, it's just where it is.
It can be downright embarrassing sometimes, to be honest. Like, just being a white guy sometimes, with like some of the stuff that like people will say and like the excuses.
I know.
It's like, come on, man, you don't have to do that. Like, I mean, like, I am Northwestern European descent, like through and through. Like, I'm like Napoleon Dynamite. Point, like that's like my backstory, So like this, I understand where people are coming from. Like, the average white person wants to act like, like any dark stuff comes up, it's like the sins of the father thing. Like, oh, well, I didn't own slaves myself, and I am not racist. And like 2 seconds later, they'll say how bad Barack Obama is, and they'll do it in a racist way that they think isn't racist.
Sure.
But like, it's just, like a lot of times I got to tell you, it's like, it can be embarrassing at this point.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, now's the time where, white people just have to own up,
I think there's a lot of that too. I think that's where we're at. And until that happens, I think we're just going to be doomed to like have this same cycle go on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah. I just don't, it's not that big a deal, or it doesn't have to be. It is. Really doesn't. It's a huge deal, but we could fix it just with a little bit of honesty, a little bit. I think that's. And again, it's tough.
I endorse that message, man. I endorse that message, and I think Biden's going to get us there. Fart on the mic. If I could put my whole asshole on this microphone, I would do it. I saw this amazing meme where it's like when you order Coke and it was Bernie and AOC, but they only got Pepsi, and it was Biden and Kamala Harris. And it's like, yes. Yep, that's about suits it. But hey, guess who I'm voting for, man? I don't give a fuck.
Sure. I got hairy legs.
I got hairy legs. And kids like to touch them, goddammit. And I'm going to let them touch them. And that's why black people understand cockroaches. It's like, what?
I got a hot take on the Biden thing. It's not a hot take, but I mean, he's not the guy I wanted, but
I'll take him.
Nah, it's like I won't take him, but I will take him. But it's like the people that won't take
that virtuous fucking sit on your vote Green Party shit, please.
But there's more people that would be freaked out and not vote by like that just wouldn't go to the polls by certain people. Like, all right, man, let's just take this. He's a bridge to like get to these people are dead. I guess I don't know.
He's familiar. He's familiar.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
It's the same. It's the same guys that the Kentucky race. Remember, I think the guy
the Kentucky Derby.
The person that's going up against McConnell. I think there was like a black guy like got real hot in the primary and like challenged like what was thought to be like a sure bet. I think she's a woman. She's a white woman. She's a fighter pilot. Like looks like very like okay, she has a chance. And then this black guy was like he got pretty hot because of BLM and all this other stuff.
He threw his dick on the table.
Well, of course. Threw his loaf up and like, look at this.
Like that is man, goddammit. Would you fuck my wife, please?
and I was like,
racist.
I don't know. That looks good right now, but like come November, like I think you just want another white person to go up against.
There's already BML fucking fatigue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I was like, I think during November, and I think it's the same thing for Biden. I think
for most people in Kentucky, a white woman is better than a black man.
Oh, for sure. And she was in the military. She was a fighter pilot. I was like, yeah, take her. And I think it's the same thing that we're facing with the presidential race. Honestly,
the black Jew has spoken. Come on, Kentuckians. Put that fucking whiskey down and get to your fucking voter booths or your mailbox or whatever the fuck.
That fucking turtle out of there. Get that goddamn human turtle.
Mitch McConnell's salary is like $179 a year, but somehow he's left as like a quadruple millionaire. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the salary in there is nothing. It's all the side deals.
It's access.
Well, and his wife is like a shipping magnate family or
American Korean or something.
Yeah.
That doesn't hurt.
He always throws his wife under the bus too. Whenever she was like the China virus. Yeah, he was like, "What do you think about President Trump saying the China virus?" She's like, "Oh no, ask my wife."
Oh no, she's Korean, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah,
you piece of shit.
It's like, okay, that just compounded everything we just said. You fucking moron. It's so funny, dude.
You turtle shit. Okay, I mean, let's start wrapping this fucker up, man. This got deep. D to the double E, to the EEP, to the TIG, to the EER, to the BLOOD.
We did.
What's that?
We did an hour.
We did an hour, but that we usually don't cut that deep. The kerf of my blade usually ain't that deep, motherfucker.
Real quick. Did you just a little wood talk? Did you use the domino tool yet, dude?
Yo, man, I got a lot. Let's get on some wood talk for about 10-15 minutes, and I got to run to Home Depot to get some pocket screws to finish this cubby. 1 second, 2, 3. So I just got $3,000 for the build, right? And I basically spent it all on put it right back in the business. I got let me list the ways that I done been spending this motherfucking weekend. Got a dovetail jig, okay?
Okay.
Got a domino festool.
Yeah.
Got a new sliding saw, miter saw. Upgraded.
Wait, what? You upgraded? You got a 12-inch or some shit? Or
12 inches has always been here, son, but it slides now.
You fucking.
It's one of the ones that slides forward when you push it, right?
Exactly.
So it's got a wider cut.
Exactly. So I had a 10-inch miter, boom. The work that I was doing, I'm doing a lot of slab work, wasn't cutting it. If anybody needs a 10-inch miter saw, get at your boy. Updated my dust collection system, got a PowerTech dust collection thing in addition to my Grizzly that I got. Also bought a WoodTech Deluxe router table. Boom, at your boy.
What? Jesus Christ, dude.
A lot of the shit was used. Was used. And then updated my stock. I got 2 8-foot by 3-inch by 2 feet ash logs or slabs. And then I bought a tree, a black walnut tree, which provided, I think, 8 to 10 slabs, 2 of which I'm going to just turn into cutting boards. Then I got those prices on the mahogany, homie. I don't know when we're going to go to Ohio, but I got him down to $2,000 for the whole lot.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I will not shut the fuck up. I will not be put in a corner. He's also got some cherry and some ash that he wants to sell us. And that's what I did with my weekend. So I was reinvested in the business.
Nice, dude.
So I haven't been able to use my domino yet, but I'm building my daughter a school desk, and it's all going to be out of black walnut. And I will be using the domino festool for the first time. Listeners that are not as deep in the cut with wood talk, Justin, can you talk them through the domino?
Yeah, it's sort of, it's like, I think your average person knows what like a biscuit joiner is, right? Do you think that, is that?
I know what biscuit joiner is.
Yeah. So a domino is, it keeps things aligned when you're doing glue ups and stuff. And it's sort of like it's for joinery. So, when you're gluing 2 pieces of wood together, but it's by a company, Festool, which is a German company, which is quite high end and quite expensive. They go by the euro, and David is a highfalutin hoity-toity motherfucker, and I'm quite jealous, dude.
I just buy the tools that I need to make the nicest furniture. That's all I am. I'm but a poor boy, and nobody loves me.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a very nice piece of
boy
equipment to do joinery, wood joinery
it's
with.
Joinery, so it's going to save me time to cut mortise and tenons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
so that's my wood talk. Justin, what did you do for your wood talk?
What have I done? I've been experimenting with carbon fiber because these people I follow. What's that? Yeah.
Bicycles?
So yeah. What'd you say?
You
Say
making bicycles?
Yeah, bikes.
Bicycle? Yeah. No, well, it's the same material, but yeah. So I've been a big fan of F1 and racing and stuff like that. So I've always had a fascination with carbon fiber.
That's dope.
So I've been experimenting with it when I was a couple years ago, and I had materials down in the basement, and these people I follow, I'm Made, go check them out. They're good folks. They made a carbon fiber project on YouTube, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get back into this. So I've been experimenting with making
a video, because I don't even know how that shit. How do you melt it or something? Like, how do you even form it?
No, it's a fabric. It's like a weave made of carbon strands, and then you impregnate it with resin. It's like the same shit that you like.
That's dope. That's like sex talk, bro. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like
So I'm experimenting with like making different forms with carbon fiber. So that's what I've been up to. Just knee deep in that.
That's dope.
I think I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a dead blow hammer with it. I think like wood and carbon fiber. So that's my next
Thor shit, dude. Holy shit. That's awesome.
I'm excited.
The handles gonna be carbon fiber.
So it's gonna be like a wood core. So I'm making the form out of wood, and then I'm gonna. But if it was just wood, it would break immediately if I hit something. But I'm like reinforcing with carbon fiber.
Wow.
So
I feel like so inadequate right now. I'm just making tables and shit.
Get that. You got that fest tool, dude.
Oh, man.
Scheiße der Boden. Scheiße der Boden.
Science engineer or some shit, dude. Holy fucking Christ. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, go ahead, finish.
If you go on my Instagram, you can see I'm just fucking around making like bow ties, the things you keep slabs with.
Tell people your Instagram.
It's Villain Color.
Villain Color.
Yeah, I follow it.
Oh yeah. So go check it out. You see me starting to go down the carbon fiber route and follow my progress.
That'll be dope to watch you like evolve that and get to like more refined look. Not that you're not refined now, but you know what I mean. Like how that process gets more refined, the more you do it.
Yeah.
So, brother Malcolm, do you have any wood talk?
No, I mean I know all the tools you're talking about. I've never broken into the woodwork scene. I mean, I know mechanical stuff like you, Dave. I worked in a bike shop for a while.
Right.
So, I'd fix shit around the house. I do dad shit, obviously.
Right.
So I haven't gotten hard into I haven't had hard wood.
I try to stay away from hard wood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, fair enough. That's cool. I respect that. Thanks for thanks for coming on, man. It's been an awesome talk. Maybe we can make this like a regular fucking thing once a month or some shit where we talk about.
I'd love to come back. I mean, I've got a lot of credentials. I feel, I'm a dad, number one.
Boom. That's all that you need, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I got a bunch of other credentials too. I mean, we got into sort of like conspiracy theory talk, but I'm a self-professed conspiracy theorist. I know you guys like to cut on it, which is all well and good by me. So if you want like why are you an idiot? If you really want to grill me sometime, like that's cool. Like give me a hard time.
Maybe we can do a little bit of research, and next time we talk, get some deep cut conspiracy theorist shit.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about QAnon and how awesome that is, and
aren't they? Basically, the gist is like Hollywood's fucking kids, and like elite are fucking kids, and Donald Trump is.
You know what? Yesterday in Los Angeles, there was a protest of QAnon supporters walking down. I don't know if it's Hollywood Boulevard or not, or somewhere in LA. They were protesting all that, like get rid of Hollywood. The children are in danger. And Abby Martin said there's more people at this protest than she's seen at anti-war protests ever. And she's like, this is not good.
Fuck, dude. That's scary.
Yeah. So it's happening.
But then then Donald
Not
Trump
good.
is the savior who has himself participated in human trafficking and fucking teenagers. But for some reason, he is the bastion of light and is going to save all these children. Is like the gist of it, right?
Yeah.
It's insane. It's like the most like reverse engineered. Like, when the hell are they thinking?
Oh, my fucking head hurts, dude. Jesus.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring all that up at the end of the show, but
No, let's do a QAnon deep dive next time we talk.
Oh God. All right. Oh gosh.
Justin,
we don't have to. We don't have to.
No,
I mean, I got other credentials
we can
too. I mean,
talk.
like
We can talk.
I said, I'm a white guy like Napoleon Dynamite. Maybe that could be
Booyah.
fun to talk about, even though it's incredibly boring.
Let's do a deep dive on that. Let's talk about shooting squirrels, or the best way to shoot squirrels and maintain their soul and be, green and eat the meat and get away from negative, existential talk. Like, we believe in nothing, Lebowski. We are nihilists. We believe in nothing. I know Justin has had quite the nihilistic dip. Are you a fan of Ayn Rand, Justin?
No.
Fountainhead?
No.
Never read it?
No.
I don't believe you.
No. I haven't read it.
Jean-Paul Sartre?
I think it was on a reading list in high school, perhaps. But I didn't. The summer reading list that you don't do.
Yeah, I didn't do that until college.
Yeah.
When I had a little bit of time on my hand and wanted to speak eloquently about existentialism. I misspelled existentialism for like 2 or 3 years, and God knows I can't pronounce it. But cool, man.
Well,
that's cool. I'm signing off. You guys have any AKAs? You want to sell any wares or say any demoralizing, fucked up shit?
Brother Malcolm, you got a bean pie recipe you'd like to give out before we go?
Brother Malcolm.
It's posted on unclethepodcast.com. That's where you can find
There you
it.
go. That's where you find it.
Boom. All right, man.
Yeah.
Like, check us out on Dad Shit on the gram. I'm Pulp Woodworking. Justin is Villain Color. This is Dad Shit, coming from AKA Brother Malcolm, AKA your mom's best friend, and AKA the Black Jew. We love you.
Peace.
Peace. Later, guys.